Fillies are off and trotting. Isabella B's out fast on the outside with Madame Cheval. And there goes All Time Trot into the first turn. And cutting the corner, Very Good News. Very Good News, and sweeping up on the outside comes Madame Cheval, and she goes off stride. So our row fourth on the inside. Busy Miss Lizzie goes up on the outside from fifth. She is tracked by Nezuko Kamado. Early shuffle for Heart for two on the inside. Next comes Amidala Hanover near the rear of the field with Atlantic Summer, and then Respect and Honor. And way back that early breaker was Madame Cheval, 11th and last, 27-4. Two wide across the backstretch, All Time Trot and Gingras taking over. All Time Trot, here comes Busy Miss Lissy and Jonathan Ali. So Isabella B already back to third on the inside. Very Good News tracking fourth. R Row to the outside, fifth. She's tracked by Nezuko Kamado. Shooting through on the inside, Amidala Hanover at the rear of the field with Heart for two, stride for stride there with Respect and Honor. And then it's Atlantic Summer. And the trot past the half at 57-1. Busy Miss Lissy now has the tactical advantage over All Time Trot, who stalks from second with 3/8 to go. Shooting up there is R Row. R Row now third and threatening. So locked in is Isabella B, fourth on the inside. And Nezuko Kamado is second over, 4.5-5 from the lead. But Busy Miss Lissy is getting busy at three-quarters in 1:26-1 into the stretch drive. Busy Miss Lissy by 2 lengths. And angling out All Time Trot and Gingras on the outside. And Isabella B on the inside, third to the wire. Busy Miss Lissy, All Time Trot getting to her. And late trot from on the outside, Nezuko Kamado. All Time Trot and Gingras. All Time Trot then close. Nezuko Kamado. Then Busy Miss Lissy and Isabella B, 154. Number 3, All Time Trot, 2-year-old brown filly by Goo Goo Gaga out of Gorgeous M by Muscle Hill. Was bred by Ova Karlsson and Robert Lindstrom in Sweden. Owned by the Midnight Sun Partners Incorporated, Delray Beach, Florida. Trained by Åke Svanstedt, Hall of Famer Yannick Gingras with his third win on the card. For All Time Trot, that's her third win in 7 starts and a new lifetime mark tonight. 154 flat. Final quarter on the board was 27-4 for All Time Trot. And Yannick Gingras in the Goldsmith Maid. Back-to-back for Team Svanstedt. Last year, What a Bid Hanover. And in 2022 with Bond. Yannick Gingras' second Goldsmith Maid. He won it in 2018 with Sonnet Grace. All Time Trot in the Goldsmith Maid right here, 154. And we welcome Steve and Cindy Stewart. The Goldsmith Maid, sponsored by Hunterton Farm and Sales Agency. Once again, welcome Steve and Cindy Stewart, Hunterton Farm and Sales Agency. And Jason Settlemore, our Chief Operating Officer and General Manager. All Time Trot just missed a close second by a neck in the kindergarten final. Takes a new mark here, 154. It's official.
Yannick Gingras gets it done here in the Goldsmith Maid with All Time Trot. Congratulations, Yannick, on this victory here. And Yannick, you got a chance to sit behind this filly for the first time last week. What was your first impressions of this filly?
I really liked her last week. I thought she raced tremendous. I had to pull the tool a little bit too early, and I think it cost her maybe a closer finish. But I thought she really belonged in this group.
You know, you got out of there pretty quickly there off the gate with an inside draw. Were you just expecting or hoping that somebody would cover you up and take you to the head of the lane?
Yeah, no, I honestly, I wasn't quite sure if it was Jonathan or Scotty come in, but I heard one come in, and no, I figured it was one of the two, so I wanted to follow either one of them would have been fine. So that's why I deuced up on Åke there in the first turn, then try to get a 2-hole trip, and either one of them, I thought they'd get me to the top of the stretch.
You know, the filly on top obviously is a very talented filly, and she went by you last week pretty measured. This time out when you angled, how did you feel angling out of that 2-hole? And you know, were you any concerns there given how good Busy Miss Lizzie was last week?
Yeah, well, of course, yeah, you got to respect the others. But I thought I had him beat before I pulled. You know, he was calling on his. I had a handful of trot, but I could tell maybe Åke had a little trot behind me too, and so I was waiting, bidding my time, and not to try to pull too early. But and I figured Scotty would be coming at some point too. No, but no, she deserves it. I think she's a top filly, and she gets one of the big one.
Congratulations, Yannick.
Thank you very much.
All right, there's all-time trot. Yannick Gingras, Åke Svanstedt getting it done here in the Goldsmith Maid.